Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. And if you know me and if you've seen my channel, then you know that I love this cartoon. From back in the 90s, the old Disney afternoon cartoon, Gargoyles. I've already opened up a couple of figures on this channel with Brooklyn and Bronx and Hudson and Demeanour. Well, today we're going to be opening up a different guy. Broadway. A lot of people's favorite. He's one of my favorites for sure too. This guy was always kind of goofy and kind of the dumb, dim-witted one of the group, but you know, has lots of heart. He's just a really great character. And you know, I've always loved what NECA's done with their Gargoyles figures. They got amazing sculpts, awesome paintwork. So I can't wait to get into this figure. So I guess without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. And so here is the packaging for Broadway. Disney Gargoyles Broadway Ultimate Action Figure, as you can see. Man, I love the packaging for these Gargoyles figures. The artwork is awesome. Like, it definitely looks like the characters from the cartoon, but just more stylized, just so much more color, just very vibrant, very beautiful. And I like that they kind of throw some teases in as well for the characters on the covers. Like, if you look here, like, obviously his name's Broadway. So where is he? He's on Broadway in New York. And coming soon, Macbeth, which is kind of a teaser or an Easter egg to the show as well, too, because Macbeth was a recurring villain that came onto the show as well too, which is so cool. But yeah, this is just really cool artwork. I really think that this is a really awesome image of Broadway and just New York City and some sparks in the background. Just totally cool. We'll turn to the side here. We'll see how it looks there. And there's an image of the figure itself. Broadway looking kind of greenish, bluish as he does. Says Gargoyles NECA at the bottom there. And on the back, a bunch of images of the figure itself, so you can have him with that face or this face and all these different accessories and some other figures that are in the line as well. Like I mentioned before, Goliath I have, Demeanour, I'll be opening him eventually too, not too far from now. That'd be Brooklyn, Hudson, Bronx, and Lexington hasn't been released yet, but he has been shown. I don't even know if we can pre-order him yet, but I'll be definitely getting him. I gotta have the base Gargoyles, so he'll be coming too. And then on this side, another image of Broadway with the more snarling face, as you can see. And then on the front is back to that. And the top says Gargoyles Broadway. And then ages 14 and up. So make sure you are of age if you're going to be playing with this. And then, like NECA likes to do, they throw some credits on the bottom. So these are the guys and gals, possibly, responsible for this figure. And then, like NECA likes to do as well, they got these window boxes. So you can see another big old image of the figure right there. Or just look at the figure itself and look at all his accessories. So you can see that he's in really good shape. Looks like there's no damage to my figure from what I can tell. So I guess there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. And here we have Broadway out of the box, looking really cool. Honestly, this guy looks pretty freaking sweet. But before we get to the figure itself, we got to look at some of the accessories. So we're going to start with these guys right here. This one, this is moss. I don't recall the significance. Maybe he was eating moss out of desperation one time in the show. I can't remember. I haven't watched the show in years. I can't remember what it means. But here's like a big chicken or turkey leg that's got a big bite out of it. That's awesome. That's classic Broadway right there. Eating, always got something in his belly. And then he's also got popcorn for food as well too. So this is, yeah, looks like a good old bag of popcorn. Reminds me of the episode where he went to the theater and he saw like an old, I think it was an old Western. And then he went and visited Eliza at her house. And he accidentally shot her with his gun. I remember that was a big controversial episode because I think they might have showed too much blood, or the fact that they showed any blood. So they had to like pull it from the air for a while or something like that. I know it was a controversial episode, but that one sticks up in my head for sure. And that popcorn definitely reminds me of it. And then let's go with some hands here. We got two fisted hands. Looking good. He's got good paint app on the nails. It's got big claws. Looks cool. Yeah, I got the fist so he can fight. And then he's got these two hands as well. This one is definitely for holding a weapon, it looks like. And then this one is more of an open grasping hand, holding something bigger. So I guess holding the popcorn bag is what it would be for, I suppose. And then he also comes with this extra head, which is more of a yelling, snarling, angry. This is your, I'm going to scare off anybody that's going to try and harm anybody. You know, him trying to be a superhero, scaring off the bad guys. That's what he does. And then there's also these weapons. So we'll start with his mace here. Big ol' handle on the thing. Looks really cool. It's pretty spiky. This could actually hurt you if you really wanted to hurt somebody. This could, you know, this could actually put a dent in somebody. And then what's kind of cool is at the bottom here, as you can see, it's kind of got a peg. Well, it actually slots in to this one right here, this big old axe. So that is actually kind of cool. I think that's kind of a callback to the old school toys. What was it? Was it Playmates or Toy Biz? I can't remember who made them. Maybe it was Kenner. Back in the 90s, whoever made those toys, I know that they had a weapon like this. And yeah, totally slots in like that. And he's got this big old weapon. And that is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool callback. Looks awesome. I like the detail is really well done. Like it looks metallic-y and worn, and like it's got like leathery kind of handles. So that's just really well done. You know, NECA always knocks it out of the park when it comes to their weapons. So I guess we'll look at the thing that we're here for, and that is Broadway himself. So it's gonna be a little hard to kind of hold him. He's a big dude, and he's got big wings and a tail. But look at that face of his. It's a classic mug. You know, he's got the dopey look of his. You know, the simpleton sort of guy. He likes to eat, and that's pretty much all he thinks about. But look at the just like the little bit of like an extra wash. You know, he's got the shading in all the crevices and whatnot. Really cool. I really like the way that they did that. Like just the extra the soft malleable plastic here with the loincloth that he wears and the belt. You know, they did an awesome job. This really looks like you would think Broadway to look. Yeah, he's got these hands. These are more like the clawed hands for like opening, or open hands for, I guess, climbing up the building, because they don't really, you know, they can't fly, they glide. So they can climb up buildings before they can jump off. But yeah, like this is just really well done. This guy looks really cool. And look at the tail. This is posable tail. I don't know if you knew that, but it goes up and down if you need to. Plus, it's got a bendy wire inside, so you can bend it to your liking, which is, you know, you want to kind of have it help him stand, because these gargoyles do not stand very easily on their own. They have a hard time with that, with these big old wings here, which is they're very cumbersome. These wings, they don't fold in or anything like that, but you can pose them in different positions. But yeah, they take up a lot of shelf space, these wings, for sure. But let's get a look at some articulation, I suppose, while we're here. Let's look at his head. His head goes down that far, and it goes up that far. So he's got a little bit more movement than all the other guys, because they have lots of long hair and beards, some of them. So they have less movement than this guy does, but he's got a lot more head movement than they do. Left, right, you know, and then a tilt back and forth. Not too crazy, but enough. And then the arm goes up about that far, and then they bends in, got the double jointed elbows pretty well. So he can scratch his own nose if he wants to, basically. And then the wrist rotation, and then there's also the wrist movement up and down. Really well done there. And then you've got a, what is it? You got the waist swivel. Plus you've also got the, what is this? Is this the ab? That's not an ab crunch. What is that? There's I guess there's a cut up there. Whatever you call that cut, the ab cut or ab crunch or whatever you call that. So that's cool. You can totally position him in totally different directions if you wanted to. And then the legs go out yay far. Wow, you could pretty much do the splits then if you wanted to. Look at that. That's impressive, Broadway. Good job. Yeah, and then the knees. He's definitely got the gargoyle type knees, so they go up like that. And then he's also got like the legs got like that kind of like dog-like feet and legs. They might have given him bigger feet here. I think these aren't quite as big as his feet were in the show, but that's a good thing, because that definitely helps him pose, because he's got the also articulated like toes, you could say, right there. So that's nice. Gives you easier way of positioning this guy, because they are not easy to stand up with these big old wings. But yeah, like I said, this tail helps, and you're definitely going to want to use it. So that's going to do it for just looking at the figure. Next, I'll do a little bit of comparing with some of the other figures that I have as well too, and we'll kind of see how he fares. Stay tuned. So for just a couple of comparisons here, I thought I'd bring in the OG Goliath himself. but with the draped wings, because he just fits a lot better on my shelf with the draped wings. And I definitely hope that all these guys come with draped wings, because I'll probably pose them all that way, just because it fits so much better, much easier. And I love the way that they look together. The colors are just so vibrant. They pop. Like, he's got the beautiful purple. He's got the light blue, almost like eggshell, you know, almost like a greenish blue sort of thing. It's beautiful. They look so good together. I love the way they look. And just to toss in one more character here, we'll bring in the dog of the group, Bronx. Really cool. Love all of these guys together. He's got the more dark blue, obviously, wash, as you can tell. Everybody looks so cool in this line. Like I said, just the one complaint would be those big ass wings are just, they're just so darn big. I wish they could do something about them. You know, if they weren't, maybe if they weren't just all like flayed out so much, if they were more like relaxed wings, not even like this, if they were just like more relaxed, that would be fine. They'd fit on the shelves that much better. But that's fine. I mean, they do still look really cool, even with the wings they do have. So I guess that's going to do it for this episode. I'm CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewheres. Go ahead and check me out on other platforms as well, too, including my other channel that I'm on with my friends called Wasted Opinions. We're on YouTube. Those guys are awesome. Check them out. That's going to do it. But for now, I guess I'm going to have to take to the skies, because I think I see some guys picking a fight over in Central Park. See you later. Whoa. And don't forget to check me out on Twitter, PSN, Twitch, and YouTube at CountryBoy9. That's with an underscore. Thanks for watching.